Okay, back to work. I am working on the other Surge that was heat treated with the one I managed to finish before going camping. Finished honing the reed. This is how I check that I'm happy with the edge. There's no nicks or cracks. I run my fingernail along the edge of it. And if it's smooth and not sawing into the edge of my fingernail, I'm happy. So it's time to size up the channel, finish getting that done, and I plan to finish this harp in the next hour or so. But first, I'm not going to forget to engrave the lightning bolt before I put the trigger on. The reed on, and bend the trigger, and basically make the harp. Okay, so I am going to engrave the lightning bolt into the reed. But first, what I want to do, because when I assemble this, so it's going to be, this is going to be the side that the trigger bends up on. And my crimp is on this side. So I'm going to have it situated like such, because I designed my harps to encourage outward play. So I put the crimp on what's considered the back side. So from this side, I want the lightning bolt to look like, I don't want it to look like it's kind of just gone from behind the crimp. I kind of want to look like it's coming from the crimp. So I'm going to map that out. Hopefully you can see that, where essentially my trigger length is going to be just after where I've ground the profile of the reed, which means right about there. Where's my marker? There it is. Right about there is where you're going to see the reed start to come from behind the crimp. So on this side, I'm going to start my lightning bolt pattern from here, and then it might give a little bit of something on the end there. Let's see how I feel. But on the other side, it'll be continuous. It's the details. Let's do this. So I'm wearing my safety glasses, and I'm going to put this down like such. Got my Dremel, and it's going to get noisy. Here we go. Yeah, I think this side looks cool. Let's check it out. I don't know how well you can see that. So, like such. Now, let's do the rest of it. Yeah, I think I want to do something to that. Just streaks, almost like a comet, I think. And so about there. Okay. right. So it's going to be looking a lot like this. Yeah, like that on that side. Like that on that side. Now, trim this off, file the crimp channel down to the size of the reed. Get it crimped. Let's do it. Okay, just finishing up the reed channel here. And what I'm doing is, now that I've got the channel itself sized to where I have it sitting flat where I want it, and I've filed it with a triangular file to give it kind of an angular shape inside. And now I am filing just the inner portion of my relief cuts here to take some of the excess material off that I don't need to smash on to make the crimp work. Get some of that out of the way, makes a nice flat spot for the punch, and it helps the crimp. And it makes it easier because there's less for me to smash and bend over. This one is looking to be one of my most even and nicest looking crimps, I think. Just going to take some of the sharp, oh, don't drop the reed. Take a little bit of the sharp edge off here. I don't want to do too much damage to the blue finish I have on it. Some of my files are just cheap Chinese dollar store, crappy hardware store kind of files, but some of them are also, this one's a Nicholson. And it might seem like I'm just kind of sawing away in both directions, but I'm not. Putting very little pressure on the backstroke because the file only cuts in one direction. Just like your daughter's favorite band. One direction, right? Or am I that out of touch? 42, so probably. Anyway, let's move on to the crimp. That's looking cool. Okay, moment of truth time. Size up the reed, make sure it's the right way. So it's going to be plucked that way, meaning I want the trigger to come up this way. And that is the edge that I've profiled. Ground the edges and hone the edges there. So I want the flat side facing up on the crimp. Got it roughly like, I can see this, I don't know if you can, but I've got a line right about there, a line here. That is about where I want it. So I'm going to take, I like to start off with my large punch. I'm going to hold it all down, large hammer, smack. Smack. 2 quick smacks and it's in there. So now there's a bit of alignment going on, but I want to make sure it's a good and tight crimp. So, ooh, she's up. Okay. So she's kind of bent down a bit there, but I think I'm happy with that. As far as being flat and secure and in there. Definitely need to adjust the frame arms a bit though. So I like to use these to protect the edges from the teeth on my vise. Sometimes I don't care if I know I'm going to file the edges off, but on this harp, I want to make as much effort as possible. So I need to bend the whole frame back towards me a little bit. Just going to put it in here. There is a trick to clamping it in the vise and hopefully not loosening off the crimp. Now, I filed out a nice, see if you can see that, nice square, making it easy to grab onto the arms and not put as many tool marks into it. I should have done this a lot sooner, but I was just always too eager to make harps. So anyway, it fits right on there, makes it so much easier to make the adjustments. Oh, there it is. Okay, I'm gonna have to recrimp that, but let's just finish tuning these arms a little bit. Oh, man. Oh, okay. Back to the drawing board. Okay, it is trigger time. I have bent this thing into shape. It has actually been a tricky one because I guess I didn't have the reed channel quite on the plane. So it's been tricky. Gaps aren't 100% perfect, but pretty good. Oh, I should, before I do this, without even bending the trigger, this is how it already sounds. So this is why I'm happy. So yeah, got it cleaned up a little bit. So trigger time. Here we go. Pretty bright and sunny. You can't quite see the flame. Doesn't need to be rip roaring like it just was. Just a little bit of the tip and just in front. Gonna get it red hot for a nice easy bend. There it is. Looks pretty good. We'll go right in for the teardrop. I'm not ready to do spirals just yet. I like these teardrops, but I kind of want to do them. I'm going to get the right tool first. Oops. Try not to be shaky here. I'm always a little bit shaky because of all the coffee I drink, but I think we might just try that. Okay. Don't want to drop it. It's a little long. I think I may end up trimming it, depending on the tone. This was supposed to be a high pitch. I'm going to shape that a little bit at the end too, I think. Okay, still warm. If you can see it. Nice ring. So it's going to start off probably, let's let it cool a bit. When it cools, it'll probably raise a little bit in tone. Stop it for one. pretty good. I think I'm just going to shape that trigger just a little bit and see where we raise to. I might see what note we're at and tune it, but it's, I don't know if I want to mess with this anymore. That's... No, it's good trigger length. Good, it feels good to play. It's definitely up in the higher pitch of my surges anyway. Yeah, I'm gonna leave the length and shape of it. I'm just gonna maybe file it down a little just to give it, just to take the corners off, maybe get it to a note, see if it's close to one, finish off the edge there, grease it, and I'm gonna play it for a while because I got another harp to make for this order, so I'm gonna be able to play with this one for a bit. Okay, we're in the final stages of this one. I'm just basically tapering down the trigger. It was about minus 45 or so shy of A, and here's where we're at now. So I'm just gonna keep going. And this is how I've been doing it. Trying to keep it as a nice comfortable shape, make sure there's no sharp edges, but taking material off the end to essentially lighten the load, which brings the tone up. If I wanted it to be bassy, I'd leave a bunch of weight on the end of it. And that's actually something that you can do, is you can get a little magnetic ball that fits in there and it adds weight and it brings the tone down. Okay, let's see where we're at. A little more. Well, this might be a slow process. It actually has been a slow process, but let's just see. I'm determined to get this harp finished now. I'm hungry. I got some sushi waiting for me, but I want to finish this harp. It's been waiting for me while I was camping. I got its sister harp finished and out the door before I was able to go, but I didn't have a chance to put the attention into this one. This harp again is part of an order that he ordered a Flux as well, so I've got time on this one compared to the one that I just got out the door. And there's no sense in waiting. I'm going to start a number of fluxes very soon, maybe even tonight. -8, I'd say still. You want to be careful. You don't want to catch it and have it just, go flying on you. Never, always be in control of your piece of work. They teach you that in machine shop class in high school. Always know where your work's going to go, where your rotation, all that stuff. Wear your safety glasses. All right. Let's give it a little wipe. Haven't oiled this thing yet. pretty much there. Now I'm sure this isn't, 100% most accurate tuner and all that. This is Soundbrenner, it's a free app. A little bit more, I think. I think we'll park it right there. We'll clean it, oil it, and I'm going to play it for a while I make his other harp. This is going to be his flux. But that concludes our July surges. Thanks for watching.